Good morning students, welcome back. This is your sociology class. Students, today I am going to discuss about some of the important questions with answer from the chapter the patterns of social inequality and exclusion. So students, today I want to discuss some of the important questions from the chapter whatever we have already done. Okay, in the chapter we have already done like the social stratification, what do you mean by the social inequality, prejudices, stereotypes, etc. So today my first question is, number one question, state the meaning of the term social exclusion. Students, I am requesting to all of you, please follow the questions carefully. After that, I will explain the answer. State the meaning of the term social exclusion. What are prejudices? And number three, state the meaning of the term social in the face social inequality and exclusion. If you want, you can write the question answer. After that, I will explain the answer. If you want, you can write the questions. Now I am going to discuss the first question. The question is, state the meaning of the term social exclusion. I hope all of you knows what do you mean by the social exclusion. Actually, social exclusion refers to the ways in which individual may become cut off from full involvement in the wider society. I am repeating it once again. Social exclusion refers to the ways in which individuals may become cut off from full involvement in the wider society. It focuses attention on a broad range of factors that prevent individuals or groups from having opportunities open to the majority of the population. That is known as exclusion. Students, first of all, I want to say that no need to worry. Today I am explaining the answer. I am explaining all the answer, okay? But if you are not able to write the answer, I will give the answer in the WhatsApp. But I am requesting to all of you, now listen carefully and try to understand the meaning, inner meaning of the questions. So, exclusion means detachment. Okay. It's a way then which individual may become cut off from full involvement in the wider society. Wider society means like any types of occupation or any types of job or from the society, from any religious activities, okay, from any cultural activities. So it focus attention on a broad range of factors that prevent individuals or groups from having opportunities. That I already said that the cut-off or detachment, the depressed people are not getting the opportunities or open up to the majority of the population. So, the term exclusion is a part of a discrimination, and discrimination is a result of inequality. Okay, understood? Now my next question is, I said that what are prejudices or what do you mean by the prejudices? Now, actually prejudice refers to preconceived opinion. Prejudice refers to preconceived opinion or attitudes held by members of one group toward another. The word literally means prejudgment. The word literally means prejudgment. Actually, it is an opinion formed in advance of any familiarity with the subject before considering any available evidence. That is prejudices. So what do you mean by prejudices? Prejudices refers to preconceived opinion or attitudes held by members of one group towards another. In detail, the word literally means prejudgment. That is an opinion formed by or formed in advance of any familiarity with the subject before considering any available evidence. That is prejudices. So students, what do you think that prejudices still now exist in our society? Yes, of course. Yes, from literally or any point of view of our faith, still now we are bonded by some prejudices. But in the rural areas, it is more rather than from urban areas. Okay, I hope you understood the meaning of the prejudices. Now the next question. The next question is, state the meaning of the term social. Meaning of the term social in the phase social inequality and exclusion. So in the questions, we have to understand that the term social inequality and side by side the social exclusion. Why both the terms? Why the inequality and the exclusion, both the terms are social? We have to explain it. First of all, it's a 6 marks question, so obviously the answer will be lengthy. So first of all, we have to make some points. Okay, make some points. First of all, A, you can write it as a Roman 1, 2, 3 and or small ABC like that. First of all, A, social inequality and exclusion are social. Obviously, it's a matter of a society and it's a part of a society. Society is present, that's why the inequality and the exclusions, discriminations, all the terms are coming. So social inequality and exclusion are social, obviously social. Why? Because they are not about individuals but about groups. So they are not about individuals but about groups. Okay, that's why the social inequality and the exclusions are social. Second things, they are social in the sense that they are not economic, although there is usually a strong link between social and economic inequality. Our society is a combinations of all things like economy, political, social, cultural. Okay, so they are social in the sense that they are not economic, although they are usually a strong link between social and economic inequality. That's why it's a social. Students, now I'm going to discuss another questions with answer. The question is question number 4. You can see the question. The question is, explain the 3 key principles of social stratification. Explain the 3 key principles of social stratification. Students, if you want, you can write the questions. We have already learned the social stratification. Now we have to write a questions with answer. The question is, explain the 3 key principles of social stratification. So over here we have to explain the different results of stratification or the different forms of stratification. First of all, 3 key principles that help to explain social stratification. We will explain 3 key principles. Number 1, actually social stratification is a society wide system. Social stratification is a wide system that unequally distributed social resources among different categories of people. With basic technologically little was produced, so only simple social stratification would exist. And with advanced technology, people produce a surplus over and above their basic needs. About social resources are unequally distributed to various social categories regardless of people's innate individual abilities. So if we want to maintain a society, then there will be a stratification system. Actually, stratification is present in everywhere in our society, even if in our family, in school, in various types of office, communities, organizations, in the all sectors of the society, there will be a stratification. So that the unequally distribution or unequally distributions of social resources among the categories of people. Those who are the technologically advanced, automatically they will get better opportunities, or those who are the higher educated, automatically they will get the better job rather than those who are not. Okay, understood? First point. Here in the questions you can write, social stratification persists over generation. You cannot ignore it because it's a generation wise trend. It is linked to the family. I already said that in your family you can also see the stratification system. So it is linked to the family and the inheritance of social resources. Inheritance of social resources. That resources passed from one generation to the next. Passed from one generation to the next. Even if the occupational opportunities are decided based on the caste system, and the caste system is a very good example of stratification system. So an individual is born in the caste, so automatically you can see over here a stratification system like the Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, etc. like that. For example, a Dalit, okay, is likely to be confined to traditional occupation such as like the agricultural labor or the leather work or the mason. Okay, So like that. So with little chance of being able to get high paying white collar or professional work. So obviously here you can see a differentiation or a gap or a inequality. So inequality is not made by the society, but inequality is made by the some of the factors like the education, like the caste, like the class, like the status. All are the interlinked for that person's whatever he or she is doing. Okay. On the other hand, marriage is usually restricted to members of the same caste, ruling out intercaste marriage. So in the marriage system also we can see our stratification system. So that's why I told you earlier that stratification is present in all over our society. That's why stratification system is known as a void system. Last point, that is three key principles. I already discussed about two, and the last point, that is social stratification is supported by patterns of beliefs. Actually, sometimes, not of the sometimes, most of the times, it's a depend on patterns of beliefs or ideologies. Your ideologies and my ideologies are different, obviously. So there will be a differentiation between your choice and my choice, your way of style, way of living and my way of living. No system of social stratification is likely to persist over generations unless it is widely viewed as being either fair or inevitable. Like the caste system. Caste system, for example, so it will make a clear view that caste system is justified in the terms of the opposition of purity and pollution. In the caste system, there is a concept that is purity and pollution. Pure means those who are the upper caste, like the Brahmin, and pollution means the Sudras. But it's good for society. What do you think, students? It is a good habits for the people. But if the answer is no, but still it's present in our society, purity and pollution with the Brahmins designated as the most powerful caste and the most pure caste, and inferiority by virtue of their birth and occupation. Who are they? They are the Sudras. They are the lower caste. So they are maintaining pollution. They are taking bath every day, but still they are always doing the works like the cleaning, washing bathrooms, cleaning utensils. All these works are believed that it's a pollution. So it's automatically creates discriminations among the members of the society, among the caste of the society. People with the greatest social privileges express the strongest support for system of stratification, such as caste and the race. But students, caste system actually it is very effective in the rural societies and the societies where the educations and where the percentage of the literacy and the effects of globalization, modernization, urbanization and all the technologically advanced things are less. They are holding it. No, it's a rule of a society. But I think they don't know, if you want to progress, if you want to be dynamic, then we can change our system. If you want to progress, or if you want to want to be a better life, then you can change the caste system. Nowadays in the urban society or in the modern societies, they are already forgotten the system about the caste system. So that's why stratification is present in everywhere in our society. So students, I discussed the three key principles of stratification. I am requesting to all of you, please write the answers from your own, unless I will give the answer in the WhatsApp. That's all for today. Thank you everyone.